Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Help for HDTV. We are starting a series, just interview styles with our community, our families, talking about subjects that are relevant to our lives and our everyday journey. And today we have the amazing Heather on with us, and we are so thankful for Heather coming on and talking about a hard subject to talk about. We know Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and love changes with HD. Heather is going to talk about some of those changes. Hopefully, this show will help you realize that you aren't alone, and things that you are dealing with is something we're all dealing with, and we are all one. So thank you, Heather, for coming on. And let's just start by saying, what are you doing for Valentine's Day?
Nothing. Possibly, if anything's done, as everyone that deals with HD knows, it's going to be the caregiver that figures something out. So we might go to the movies. Of course, we have an 8-year-old. Babysitting is hard to find for that. So he'll probably tag along. So it's not going to be the ultimate romantic that everyone else will have, but we'll still possibly try to do something. It just really depends on how Nathan's feeling on Valentine's Day or when we decide to celebrate Valentine's Day.
I'm curious what Valentine's Day used to look like for the both of you.
Our first Valentine's together, I ended up with a beautiful blue topaz ring.
Oh.
That was my something blue for our wedding. And ironically enough, ended up being our son's birthstone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But looking back, we feel like Nathan actually started his symptoms with Huntington's around the time we started dating. He's never been like that big romantic. He still would do things. Like, for example, when we got engaged. I love telling our story on how we got engaged because it's so not romantic, but it's so typical of us. And then he tried to turn it around in that we were one day looking at Pinterest. And next thing we know, we're planning a wedding. And I looked at Nathan and I said, you realize we're planning a wedding here. Are we really going to do this? And without missing a beat, he goes, yeah. I said, okay, when? December 26th makes 2 years since we started dating. And without missing a beat, he goes, how about Halloween? I said, great. Halloween's great, but you're not dressing up like Darth Vader. So we chose October 26th because it was the Saturday before Halloween, and it was 2 months to our 2-year anniversary. And during our wedding, and I think you guys have seen this clip, during our wedding, he surprised me by making this big, beautiful speech about me and how much he loved me. And I'm gonna cry now, but it's so sweet. And that's one thing about Huntington's that hasn't changed Nathan, is that he makes absolutely no bones about telling me every day, multiple times a day, I love you. Don't ever doubt that. Thank you for taking care of me. Never doubt that I love you, no matter what. And it used to be, no matter what I say, no matter what I do, just know that's not me. It's Huntington's. I love you. And I thank God every day for you. And that's what kind of sucks to me, is that our son isn't going to get to know that version of Nathan. He's only going to remember the Nathan that's sick. But he also does see that his daddy loves his mom. We just don't get to do things in the traditional sense, if that makes sense. I'm used to buying my own Christmas and birthday and Valentine's Day gifts. And I pick it, and we make it a joke now. Hey, babe, this is what you got me for my birthday. This is what you got me for Christmas. But yeah, I hope that answered the question how you were looking for. But it's definitely different once Huntington's really starts. But we're blessed, we're lucky, because I see so many people that I've come in contact with in the community that their warrior, I call them HD warriors, their warriors' personalities change so much. And Nathan's hasn't a lot. It's changed a little, but not a lot. He's still that guy that on our 4th date jumped the fence at Applebee's to chase down a homeless veteran and gave him the last $60 he had in his pocket. Yeah, that's the version of Nathan I wish Hayden could see. But he sees that in other ways because Nathan's still just as giving. If I mention somebody needing something, do we have it? Give it to them. So I thank God every day that's not changed.
I remember Mike and I stopped sleeping in the same bed. And I was ashamed by that. And I was embarrassed. Like, he's my husband. And I remember talking to a good friend of mine. And I said, I slipped to her confidentially because I trusted her. Yeah, we haven't slept in the same bed in 3 years. We had two different beds and bedrooms, actually, just because I got hit in the face one too many times. And she goes, oh my gosh. She goes, honey, when my husband was alive, I didn't sleep in the same bed with him for 10 years. And I went, oh, and she said, it doesn't mean I didn't love him.
Yeah.
Or he loved me. It was just that she just made it hard for us to sleep in the same bed. And I went, oh my gosh. And then I felt more open to be able to talk about a lot of this stuff. And one may be embarrassed that they buy their own Christmas presents, where we're HD spouse, we're like, yeah, we deserve them. We're going to go buy them.
Yeah.
Right. And, you know, you talking about that, we recently sold Nathan's house because he couldn't get around in it. It was not wheelchair accessible. And so good Lord above blessed us and we were able to sell it. Now we're actively looking for a house that not only will accommodate Nathan's Huntington's, but ideally there's going to be a time that we're not going to be able to share a bed. And as it is right now, it's hard for him to get in and out of the one we've got. And I've even got a rail. Once I help him in, I put the rail up. And we are looking for a house. We'd prefer 3 to 4 bedroom, 2 bath. But I need and want a bedroom that is large enough that will fit 2 beds. Just so that way I'm still with Nathan. I know that day's coming. It might not be right now, but it's coming because he's not going to be able to sleep in a traditional bed, or it's going to have to be so adjustable to his needs, not our need.
Yeah. One thing I do want to say is when you talked about that Hayden's only going to know Nathan's sick. That's my kids only remember their dad's sick. It's just something that unfortunately, but one thing, and I told you I wasn't going to cry, but I may cry because now I feel when I saw you and Nathan in Nashville and you helping him down the stairs, and he was the only one, you were the only one he truly trusted because other people tried to help too. And he looked in your eyes and he trusted only you at that moment. And you said to him, I was right there, and you said, it's okay. I'm not going to let you go. It's okay. And he trusted you, and you two were like so combined. And that's what Hayden's seeing. Hayden's seeing true love. I love that most kids will never see in their parent just because they see their parent kiss each other goodnight and buy each other flowers on Valentine's Day. That's not true love.
Yeah.
True love is when you help your loved one downstairs that can no longer walk. I said I wouldn't cry, but that's your son, what he is seeing and witnessing, and your daughter, your stepdaughter, is what true love truly looks like.
And I haven't thought of it that way. So thank you. I needed that because it's been about a year and a half, maybe. Hayden was playing in the floor one day and looked up at his dad and says, Daddy, I wish I'd met you before you got sick. It's the Oscar performance I have ever had, and not losing it until I could get up and go into the bathroom. And then I lost it. You're right. He does see that. And I hadn't really thought of that. So thank you for telling me that, because I'd never really thought of that. The part that breaks my heart is how he's never going to have the memories of Nathan picking him up from school, taking him to Taco Bell for picnics.
Before we get off here, Heather, do you have any, I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you have any words for people who are going into this holiday of love and it has changed for them on how to get through the day?
Honestly, it's every other day for me. I've got to take it one day at a time, 1 minute at a time. I might wake up and everything's great, and by the time lunch hits, it's all out the window. Try to enjoy it for yourself. If nothing else, if you can have someone watch your loved one, take it as a go and do things for yourself, because us caregivers, I know I never do anything really for myself because there's not enough time to. And maybe that's one way to look at it, is if your warrior is at that point that they have changed in personality and are not, I don't know if romantic is the right way to put it, or their personalities changed where, like I see on some of the support group pages online, how a lot of these spouses that are caregivers, but they're HD warriors, have become so mean and are so ugly. Take that time, if you're able, to find someone who will stay with your warrior for a couple of hours and do something for yourself to show yourself love and care and just breathe. It's a roller coaster ride. Enjoy the ride with me. That's HD in a nutshell. It is a roller coaster ride. You never know what bump you're going to hit or what turn is going to fling you this way or that way. But there are steady moments in the ride that we try to enjoy.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think we can leave you with that and enjoy those steady times in the roller coaster ride. Really cherish those.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you, Heather, so much. We're going to do another show because we already have like at least 2 more ideas. So
Right.
we're coming back.
I'm on board.
I think that will do it. You guys don't forget to this video and subscribe to the channel below and ring the bell for notifications when more videos like this come out. Till next time.